By the name of Allah, we are just starting the conference. I would like to invite my dear colleague, Professor P.K. Ibrahim, Head Department of Economics and Islamic Finance, Madinah Muslim Arabic College, to start the event officially.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Good afternoon, one and all. A warm welcome to all to the international conference conducted by Department of Economics, Madinah Muslim Arabic College, Pulikkal. It's my pleasure and privilege to stand in personalities and the world. Madinah aided institution which has a long tradition in higher education by providing quality education, especially to the social. Department of Economics has been organized with various academic seminars, conferences, and discussions in economics and Islamic finance, both in offline and online modes and fitting. So within this short period of time, we have conducted many conferences and workshops on economics and Islamic finance. Today, we are gathered here virtually to become as a part of one of its academic initiative, which is an international conference on Islamic, on alternative economics. As we all know, in this modern era, the science of economics has been changed a lot. Actually, this is the time there is a paradigm shift from the mainstream economics, conventional economics, to the unconventional or to an alternative stream of economics. So this conference mainly aims and focus to discuss many things relating to gender, environment, sustainable development, and the issues like Islamic finance. So by this conference, we are aimed to discuss comprehensively some of the important areas in alternative economics. Actually, this conference is a 2 days conference, and it is structurally organized into 2 technical sessions. There will be each session in a day. Today, we will have 1 technical session with the presentation of 2 eminent scholars. Firstly, we have a presentation by Dr. Khalid Alam, Faculty Islamic Economics Institute, King Abdulaziz University, Saudi Arabia, on is cryptocurrency is a currency or a product or commodity. Secondly, we will have a presentation by Dr. Zahra Al Nasser, Assistant Professor, Department of Finance and Banking, Darul Uloom University, Riyadh, on COVID-19 and its effect of corporate governance in Saudi Arabia. The session will be chaired by Ms. Sayyida Untitled Arabic College. Tomorrow, we will have another session, a technical session with 2 experts. Firstly, we'll have presentation by Mr. Siddiq Rabiat, Assistant Professor, Department of Economics, University of Kerala, on law and economics for development. He will be an expert in the area of institutional economics also. So, and secondly, we will have a presentation by Silva Farlina, researcher and professional at Islamic Relief Worldwide, United Kingdom, and the Dundee and a scholar of University of Dundee, UK. She will be presented on role of Islamic finance in sustainable development. And very importantly, we have very significant we have some significant collaborations for this conference, especially the Kerala State Higher Education Council, Inter-University Center for Alternative Economics, Kerala University, and Safi Institute of Advanced Studies, Department of Economics, Safi Institute of Advanced Studies are collaborating with us. I use this opportunity to express my gratitude for all collaborators for your interest, for showing interest to join with us. And one more thing, as a part of the conference, we are planning to, we are going to publish an international journal by including many articles and research papers in the areas of alternative economics. It will be an ISSN journal and it will be published within some couple of days. By these introductory words, I am directly entered to my duty, my designated duty to welcome you all to the program. Firstly, I would like to welcome our respected principal of the college, Dr. Syed Muhammad Shakir sir. He is providing huge support and guidance for every programs and conferences and workshops conducted by the department. And actually, he is an inevitable part of our team, and he is the leader of our team. Even though for the sake of formality, I welcome Dr. Syed Muhammad Shakir sir, Principal MUA College, to the function. He is also going to officially inaugurate this conference also. In this auspicious occasion, we had a chief guest, Professor Imbichi Sir, Principal, Safi Institute. He may join within very short time. And I would like to welcome Imbichi Sir in his absence to the program. Then the program is highly delighted with the presence of Dr. Shafiq V, Research Officer, Kerala State Higher Education Council. He has provided a remarkable contribution and effort to get an academic collaboration with the Higher Education Council. So I use this opportunity to express my gratitude to Dr. Shafiq Vadakan for your unconditional support and effort to get this type of a very auspicious collaboration. So I welcome Dr. Shafiq Vadakan to this program. Then I would like to welcome Professor K.P. Abdul Rashid sir, IQSC Coordinator, Madinatul Arabic College, to this function. He is going to chair this inaugural session. I am also welcoming all the faculty members from the Department of Economics, Dr. Saida Pilatotatil, Mr. Saida Pilatotatil, Muhammad Jamshir P, and Ramesh PK to this function. I am also welcoming all the faculty members from the college and other colleges, and last but not least, all the students and participants who are actively going to participate here. So I welcome all the participants to this program. Now I would like to conclude my words. Now I request Professor K.P. Abdul Rashid sir, IQSC Coordinator, Madinatul Arabic College, to
Walaikum salam warahmatullah.
Respected principal, Dr. Chief Guest of Honor, Professor Oriental Cultures. So the college has been providing knowledge, education in the Oriental culture, in the Oriental disciplines, in the Oriental studies. When we started the economics department in the academic year 2014-15, at the time of designing the due weightage to Islamic finance along with conventional economics. And after that, in a short period of time, the Department of Economics and Islamic Finance has contributed much to promote the Islamic financial system. As we know, it's an alternative financial system growing across the world. There are many financial institutions based on Islamic laws, Sharia laws and principles. And our department, this is the second international conference organized by the Department of Economics and Islamic Finance, our college. And in this today international program, we are having guests and across the world. It's a truly international conference. We have many eminent scholars, economists attending this function and discussing very current issues, relevant issues related to financial transaction and economics. I'm not an expert to talk much about economics and Islamic finance system. As the coordinator of the IQAC of the college, I appreciate the initiatives taken by our colleagues, Professor P.K. Ibrahim, Professor Jamshir, Ms. Saida, and the Islamic finance teacher, Mr. Ramis. I hope that this conference is going to contribute much to the fund of knowledge and experience that we already have in the area of Islamic finance and the area of conventional economics. I don't want to prolong my speech. This is the inaugural session, and we have participants from different parts of the country and from different parts of the world. I welcome you all once again to this to our institution, to this program, Pulikkal College. And I invite the principal of our college, Dr. Sayyid Muhammad Shakir sir, to deliver the inaugural speech. Welcome.
Respected Chairman of the conference, Professor K.P. Abdul Rashid sir, guest of honor in this glorious occasion, Professor E.P. Imbichikoya sir, my dear friend, Dr. Shafiq V, Research Officer, Kerala State Higher Education Council, beloved colleagues, Professor P.K. Ibrahim, Jamshir, Ramiz, and Ms. Saida, dear participants from different universities and colleges all over the world. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Indeed, this is a very glorious occasion for we all, especially Madinatul Ulum Arabic College, which is situated in Kerala. As the previous speakers mentioned here, this college has been established in the year 1947 for the upliftment of rural area and backward. This institution could contribute a lot for the development of different societies in the area. As mentioned here, the Department of Economics with Islamic Finance started in this college before 6 years, but they could contribute a lot of, and they could organize a lot of conferences, especially in 18, an international conference of Islamic finance with collaboration of Ali Muslim University, and that conference could make a lot of impact in the field of Islamic finance, especially by participating many young entrepreneurs and businessmen and guide them with properly in their business streams. A lot of to be happy here in the collaboration with Kerala State Higher Education Council. I would express my sincere thanks to my dear friend Dr. Shafiq P for that. And I will mention here the collaboration of alternative economics. Also, study. I sincerely thank to occasion as alternative economics has become a very renowned subject in the world. It has a very close association with our are to be presented here by the experts. In the first session, we can hear from Dr. Kalim Alam from Dr. Riyadh, inshallah. In the name of Almighty, I inaugurate this function, and I hope the program will be useful and beneficial for all. And I conclude my words. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
and who will be delivering the vote of thanks? Just a minute. Mr. Jamshir, Assistant Professor, Department of Economics, will be delivering the vote of thanks to the opening ceremony. And after then, we will be entering to the business session. Two papers will be there. One from Dr. Kalima Alam, and the second one will be delivered by Dr. Zahra Al Nasser. Then it is my pleasure to invite my dear colleague, Mr. Jamshir, Assistant Professor, Department of Arabic, Department of Economics, to come forward for extending vote of thanks. Yes, you are visible and audible, sir.
Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon to one and all. Session. Mr. Ibrahim sir, HOD, Economics and Finance. Dr. Shafiq sir, Research Officer, Kerala State Higher Education Council. Professor Pulikkal sir, Guest of Honor, and other delegates, teachers, students, and all the conference participants. Now we are going to wind up the inaugural session of this international conference. So my duty is to perform vote of thanks. And it is such an honor for me to propose vote of thanks to all the participants, delegates. First of all, I would like to express my hearty vote of thanks to our beloved principal, Dr. Saeed Mohammed Shakir sir, materialization of this international conference. And in this moment, a beautiful words that has been emanated from my mind, Dr. Shafiq sir. Unfortunately, not here. Like participants across the world. Thank you very much. Now we are moving on to the first technical session of this wonderful conference. The technical session will be chaired by Professor Saida Miss. I would like to invite Professor Saida ma'am to chair the session. Saida Miss, please unmute yourself and go ahead.
Yes, please open the video and talk. Okay, you can. You are audible and both visible.
Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, one and all. Respected Faculty Professor P. Michikoya, Principal Safi Institute of Advanced Study, Dr. Shafiq B, Research Officer, Kerala State Higher Education Council, other colleagues, and most beloved participants. It's very happy to start first technical session of our conference. The main theme of the conference is alternative economics. Alternative economics describes the process of production, ownership, exchange, and consumption that differs from the mainstream economics. It's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Kalim Alam, Faculty Islamic Economics Institute and Advisor International Collaboration at Islamic Economics Institute, King Abdulaziz University, Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. He also responsible for coordinating the activities of Saudi Spanish Center for Islamic Economics and Finance. His area of interest is in global political economy, Saudi Arabian economy, Islamic economics and finance, central banking and sustainable development. I invite Dr. Kalim Alam for delivering as a presentation. His presentation on sir.
Thank you. I would like to have permission to share the slides. Is the slide visible?
Yes, sir.
Just before starting, if the principal, Dr. Said Shakir is there, and the Professor KP. In simple term, it is encrypted in, I don't know what is going on. It's cryptography is from the Greek. I mean, okay, let me skip this. The Merriam-Webster defines any in other words, it is used for securely delivering the message to intended party or parties. That's important. Definition provided by Merriam Dictionary, it is any form of currency that only exists digitally, that usually has no central issuing or regulatory authorities, but instead uses a decentralized system to record transactions and manage the issuance of a new unit, and that relies on cryptography to prevent counterfeiting and fraudulent transaction. The Cambridge Dictionary defines it as a digital currency produced by a public network rather than any government that uses cryptography to make sure payments are sent and received safely. Collins Dictionary defines a decentralized digital medium of exchange, which is created, regulated, and exchanged using cryptography and usually open source. which will network algorithm to determine if the transaction is valid. If it is, they add it to the record of transaction, linking it to the previous transaction. This chain of validating the transaction, to hack the network, you need to break into not one computer, but thousands of computers spread throughout the world, which is much harder. Also, all of these computers of the triple accounting and blockchain system. The idea existed earlier, but Bitcoin was first to make it practical. Cryptocurrency, which is our focus as Bitcoin, one Bitcoin it is of 2018, which is recorded, which was 5,08,886. One Bitcoin was at that time $7,424. So these are the rates. It started with the Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, which was published by Satoshi. In 2010, it was open to the people for trade. On May 2010, first transaction of the Bitcoin takes place, purchase of 2 pizzas for 10,000 Bitcoins. It is decentralized, it is digital, it is secure. Cryptocurrency can be backed by asset, but Bitcoin is not backed by any asset. It is meant to facilitate purchase and sale. What is money? Money is a medium of exchange or agreed medium of exchange. In other words, using money, one can buy, sell, store for future, agree to pay later. It can be counted and stored safely. Money has seen many innovations and patterns over centuries and millennium. When money became actually a money, Murray Rothbard describes it in these words. Money was a leap forward in the history of civilization and in man's economic progress. Money as an element in every exchange permits man to overcome all the immense difficulties of the barter. Journey of the money after barter. Money started its journey as a gold and silver in the form of coins. Then it became representative money in the forms of paper money. And then we had another major change or shock in the form of fiat money. The fiat money progressed in the electronic age in the form of electronic money and plastic, further developed to a digital money or virtual money in the technology-driven era, but all representing the original fiat money that was a legal tender. In March 2010, very different money, a disruptive currency, cryptocurrency, was born in the form of Bitcoin, open for trade. Is cryptocurrency a currency or a commodity? This is the basic question of my presentation here. Commodity, defined by Cambridge, it is a substance or a product that can be traded, bought, or sold is a commodity. Based on this definition, it seems cryptocurrency fits the commodity definition. Since we are studying to explore the nature of the cryptocurrency with example of Bitcoin as a commodity, we must test it with future commodity markets. So in addition to the above, commodity must possess the following, which is homogeneity, durability, gradable, price fluctuation, and open supply. Homogeneity, a commodity must be homogeneous. Bitcoin is a homogeneous and comfortably identifiable, hence it is easy to deal with. Durability, commodities acceptable in the futures market are those that are durable and not fast perishable. Bitcoin is not a perishable. Gradable, an important feature of the commodity is it can be graded and classified. Bitcoin is just one and has just one grade. Open supply. Price fluctuation in open market. In a commodity futures, it is if the prices are not fluctuating, it would not be worthy of investment nor worthy of withholding, especially for speculators. In other words, it must be open and not monopolized. Bitcoin has the price fluctuation and are of great interest to speculators, as there is not a central power controlling or monopolizing it. Open supply, large supply and demand. The commodity must have large supply and demand, which is in fact decides its value and prices. Bitcoin has a large demand and supply as well. Uncertainty and demand. Uncertainty again is a unique feature of the commodity in futures market, as uncertainty opens room for speculation. Bitcoin is uncertain as it needs to be mined. Mining is dependent on solving the problem. Sorry. Okay. Is cryptocurrency Bitcoin a commodity? Investopedia defines Bitcoin mining in the following words. Let's skip mining. Now let us see if it is a currency. Let us now test the characteristics of a money currency and see if the cryptocurrency, specifically Bitcoin, fits into them. The three basic fundamental characteristics that must be possessed by the money currency are divisibility, portability, and durability. Divisibility, currency must be divisible, countable, meaning it must be easily brought down to small numbers or part to fit in maximum value for trade values. For example, a camel is too large to be made as money, but camel skin can be considered. Bitcoin is easily divisible as it is digital and numeric. Portability, currency must be portable, movable, meaning we must easily be able to carry or move it to desired destination with ease. Bitcoin is simplified the movement of the currency. Durability, currency must be fast, perishable, must not be fast perishable, it must be worth storing. Bitcoin is durable. Beside the above, very basic characteristics of the currency must have the following attribute. Uniformity. It cannot be different from the other. In other words, a 100 euro currency must be same as all other in size, color, thickness, picture, etc. In other words, it must be easily identifiable. Bitcoin is uniform. Acceptability. For a currency to be really a currency, it must have a acceptability in society. Acceptability in fact creates demand, which ultimately stores value in its as a money or a currency. Bitcoin is acceptable among the internet community. Limited supply. Many economists are of view that money must be of limited supply, as it would add to the value of the money. The power of quantitative easing in fiat money hinders this concept. Bitcoin has limited supply, a maximum of 21 million Bitcoins only, non-counterfeitability. This is a new characteristic denoted to the characteristic of money. It must not be easily duplicated and easily created and supplied in the market. If it does, it is definitely bound to lose value. Bitcoin is built on blockchain technology, a 3-entry ledger requiring independent verification. Thus, it is very difficult to duplicate or counterfeit this currency. Cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, has all the characteristics required for the to be classified as money, but can it function as money? Let's see. Can cryptocurrency function as a currency? Money has the following base of account, power, a standard of deferred payment and transfer of value. Medium of exchange, the primary function of money is to be facilitator of exchange, enable the buyer, seller, donor, receiver, etc. to be able to get what they wish with ease. Perhaps this was among the crucial reason for a money system replacing the barter system. In other words, the money plays the role of intermediary among the people. Bitcoin facilitates a purchase and sale among the internet community. It plays role of medium of exchange. A unit of account, measure of value. Money must be able to function as a unit of account. That is, the money must be able to measure the value of goods and services and record their value with ease. Bitcoin functions a measure of value, as you can purchase any product, small or big, by measuring them in Bitcoin. A store of value, that is purchasing power. Money should be one that enables storability. One of the problems of the barter system was people had perishable items, commodities in their hands, which cannot be stored for a long or for future use. So it is important for money to be store of value, enabling future purchase. Bitcoin functions as a store of value. In fact, it functions as a very safe store for users of Bitcoin. A standard of deferred payment. A money must be one whose deferment is acceptable. It's accountable, agreeable, and deliverable. We defer payments or we agree to accept it in installment. All these functions has to be performed by the currency. Bitcoin enables above function of the money. You can agree to pay the agreed amount or deferred at a deferred date. Transfer of value. Among the characteristics of the money, it is its portability. Hence, a money should be one that can be transferred to places, transferred to people, and transferred to at any time. It is an important function of money to ease transfer, to ease the transfer, facilitates lending, borrowing, donating, gifting, sponsoring, etc. It is the function of the money that restricts hoarding in economy. Bitcoin is easily transferable to fulfill any activities, though it is reported it is a bit slow. If we observe this cryptocurrency, the Bitcoin is able to fulfill the characteristics of money and is able to meet all the basic functions of money. Normally, a currency, money, is used to measure any and everything where the prices is involved. Commodity is not suitable to do so. Is cryptocurrency a currency or a commodity? There's a different types of cryptocurrencies beside Bitcoin, like Ethereum, Ripple. These are smaller cryptocurrencies in the market having different functions. In my opinion, Bitcoin and likes can be classified as currency or cryptocurrency, while all others, including Ethereum and Ripple, should be classified as crypto tokens. Crypto token as the currency or token produced by them is not meant for public or for all purpose. It has a specific limits to its use. Now coming to the Islamic perspective, is it permitted from the Islamic perspective? Many Sharia scholars have objection to it, but some have qualified it as a currency, and some of those having objections to Bitcoin include Grand Mufti of Egypt, Turkish government's religious authority, the Fatwa Center of Palestine, Sheikh Haytham al-Haddad, and Sheikh Khalid Saifullah Rahmani from India. Some of those who permitted it includes the Fatwa Center of South African Islamic Seminary, Munzir Kaf, Mufti Muhammad Abu Bakr. The objections to the cryptocurrencies include Bitcoin is easily used for illegal activities. It is intangible. Bitcoin has no central authority that monitors its system. Bitcoin is a type of gambling. Bitcoin is a subject to high speculation because there is no base for speculation control in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrency is not backed by anything, but rather it is created out of nothing. Cryptocurrency is not a legal tender. We will just look at them. Bitcoin is used for illegal activities. Now the question is, which currency is not dirty? You can use rupees for illegal activities. You can use real for illegal activities. You can use dollar for illegal activities. It is intangible. All electronic transactions are intangible in an electronic age. Tangibility is not an issue right now. Sorry. It has no centralized authority. It is a decentralized system, which we have put in the early definitions where everyone described it as a decentralized. If it was centralized and there was, but now a lot of countries are planning for a centralized cryptocurrency. It is speculative and sort of gambling. Now the question is, on which currency we cannot gamble or speculate? People have been, the investment in the exchange market is itself, you can say it's a speculation on the currencies. It is not unique to the Bitcoin. It is not backed by anything. The obvious question is fiat money backed by anything? If that is acceptable, if that is halal, that is usable, then there is no point in objecting to Bitcoin. It is not legal tender. For a currency to be a currency, it does not need to be a forced currency. Wider acceptability is enough in an Islamic perspective to be a currency. In my view, it is permitted currency with high risk. I cannot call it haram as it is. It has nothing as haram in itself, though it is usable for haram activities. Hence, people should do it on their own risk, as any other currency in the world can be used for any sort of haram activities or prohibited activities, illegal activities, terror activities. There are gold asset backed cryptocurrencies in the market. We are in the transition period of these types of currencies and use of blockchain technology. Are cryptocurrencies legal? Legality is dependent on how the existing authorities frame it. Some authorities forbid bribing within their own nation, but it is permitted to bribe in a foreign land. Is bribe forbidden? That's a question. Similarly, some of the countries have made it illegal to deal with the cryptocurrency within their borders, but it has no objection if you are dealing it in abroad. But they have allowed mining Bitcoin within the country. Some other governments have warned citizens in dealing with the cryptocurrency, but they want to get tax from them on gains. I suggest governments must include cryptocurrency as an alien foreign currency and must be included in the income tax return. Hence, doing so, government can benefit from it and have it as channelized. Further, governments can enact laws to regulate it, which India is planning to do now. Many countries are studying already in developing cryptocurrencies. Legally, there is nothing illegal except the fear of unknown among the world nations, because if this becomes a universal currency, many currencies would be affected with it if the countries start accepting it as a legal tender sort of function. How do you see the future of cryptocurrency? That is for the question answer session. If anyone wants to speak on it. Is it a challenge to existing finance and speculation, and specifically to the banking system? I have a small announcement if I can just make it. I, with Professor Javed Ahmed Khan, Jamia Millia Islamia, will be editing a new book on Musharaka, partnership. If anyone is interested in contributing a chapter, please contact me. And this is the call for chapter. It will be published by Institute of Objective Studies, New Delhi. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I express my sincere gratitude to Dr. Kalim Alam for his wonderful presentation on the topic, is cryptocurrency a currency or product? Due to the lack of time, directly we enter into the second session. After that, we may have discussion. It's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Zahra Al Nasser, Assistant Professor, Department of Finance and Banking, Darul Uloom University, Riyadh. She is an expert and good experience in corporate governance and affairs. She took PhD from Trinity Business School, Ireland, in corporate governance. She has presented and published numerous papers in international conferences and reputed journals. I am very happy to invite Dr. Zahra Al Nasser for presenting a paper on COVID-19 and effect of corporate governance in Saudi Arabia. Welcome, ma'am.
Hello, how are you all? Thank you so much for this introduction. Can you see my PowerPoint slides? Can you see it?
Yes, it's there.
Is it there? Okay, perfect. Sounds good.
you are opting the non-video option, isn't it?
Yes, yes, exactly.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, so it's a working paper up to now, and then I'm just gonna talk about the impact of corporate governance and firm performance during the COVID-19 pandemic evidence in Saudi Arabia. So it's gonna be quick regarding, I'm gonna go through intro, research question, contributions, theory, literature, review, and methodology that I'm gonna follow. So all of us, as a novel COVID-19 has rapidly spread all over the globe, and it continued to spread uncontrollably up to now, and seriously affect every economy, especially the operation of listed companies. And this is worldwide. This endemic is not health. This is the important. It's not a health problem, but also distributed to the whole global economy. With the different aspect with the governmental measure and the fight against this included mobility restriction, stay home in order to the social distance policy and community lockdown. So impacted especially all the industry across the globe, but some industry affected severely compared to other. For example, let's say a grocery shop is increasing through the pandemic, especially in the early weeks. Also techniques, the fintech technology also increased. On the other hand, hospitality and airlines has been collapsed at the same time. So regarding that, this impact cost the economy trillions of dollars for a global recession. And the company needs a lot of help from the government, a lot of support from it. Government to try to adopt different financial policy, operational flexibility, technology design to find this against the determinant of the impact of COVID-19. Besides that, we always, for listed company, we highlighted the importance of corporate governance and how the corporate governance affect the overlook the management for monitoring system. This is applicable even under the COVID-19. So this is going to be the question I'm interested of it. So COVID-19, the effect of COVID, there is a few study or focus in COVID-19 on corporate characteristics such as corporate performance, corporate governance, capital structure, payout policy. Very limited work was, founded in the influence of corporate governance and for performance, and also to the corporate governance together. So basically, this research paper is an attempt to examine empirically the effect of COVID-19 in corporate governance attributes and firm performance association in Saudi Arabia, a non-financial company listed in Saudi Arabia, Tadawul. So what's this paper contributed? We basically are evaluating financial performance before and after a crisis using the several performance indicator and various from characteristic. Also, we evaluated the relationship between corporate governance and firm performance using, look highlighted here, using the recent data set as a current whisper in pandemic, which is fortunate, but it's a unique data set. We have to work on it. And it's a rare opportunity happen to see how is such a health pandemic affected the corporate response, the corporate performance, and how the governance respond to it. So basic about Saudi Arabia, probably you have all known, Saudi Arabia, just to brief about it. Saudi Arabia has the largest GDP, economy and the capital markets, and part of the G20 economy, which is the international forum. This accounts for 85% of the global economy. And our stock market is called Tadawul, which is market capitalization account 40% of MENA and more than 2/3 of the trade value. And Saudi Arabia has separate corporate governance for listed company, non-financial and financial companies. So in this aspect, I just try to be specify my research to be in non-financial listed companies. So the theory I'm going to use, we're tackling the corporate governance. So the most well-known theory that help to manage or explain it is the relationship between the principal and agent, which is the simple one to explain the corporate governance. But we have a rare position right now here, and how is the COVID-19 affected corporate governance on firm performance. So the committees. So as you know, one of the most important is the board size. So we're gonna ask, we're gonna have a hypothesis saying if the COVID-19 crisis has a significant impact in corporate governance and firm performance. So one aspect we kind of divided the research in COVID-19 significantly impact the governance structure and firm performance, and then we do the regression regarding how is the performance, how is the firm performance is actually affected by corporate governance implementation during the time. So we have a basic is a small board size increasing the firm performance because as you know, inconsistency within the literature review. And then we ask, is it important to have independent director during this time? Are the independent director increasing firm performance during this time? Is the CEO duality is also reducing the firm performance during this time? Is the board meeting frequently? It's actually matter at this time, increasing the firm performance. So all of this is going to be beside the controlling variable for firms. We're going to have it. So the methodology basically is we're going to focus in non-financial firm listed in stock tadawul, and I took just 2 years, which is supposedly before the COVID-19, and I'm hoping that within the time even included 2021. So we selected this year because a significant number of available observation, and we can obtain it from Tadawul. And also I'm tackling and using the Thomson Reuters data stream to collect the financial informations. Regarding the corporate governance data is basically hand collected from annual reports. Regarding our methodology for it, so we have to measure that there is nothing, rule of thumb how to tackle or how to measure the COVID-19. So what we have done basically, following the several research, which is CAN 2020 and HEY 2020, is we're going to use conventional t-tests to evaluate the impact of COVID-19 on corporate governance. Well, basically what they found is the mean value is different, which is showing that is actually the COVID-19 affected negatively the corporate governance in that time before and after the pandemic as well. And there is no significance in their study. So aligned with their study also, we're going to use Hassman test and Bersher-Begin multiplier test to select which is the appropriate panel data of it. Well, basically they find that the OLS is a proper estimation. So I'm actually between the OLS and the GMM, which is trying to reduce the multivariate with it. Okay, and then most of the study will line with the most study we use the ordinary least square exam link between the before. So we're gonna do two things: t-test, the impact of COVID-19 in corporate governance. The second is the regression. So we regress the firm performance and the corporate governance attribute and try to find the, so we have expectation about the result, but it's under a process right now. And thank you, that's it. It's a quick papers, it's interesting, working on it, and hopefully it's gonna be finished soon, inshallah. That's it, thank you so much.
I express my sincere gratitude to Dr. Zahra Al-Nasser.
Yeah.
Yeah. we may have a discussion on the topic. If anybody have any doubts, please raise your hands and mute your mic. The feedback form is in the chat box. All of you please fill and submit the form immediately after the session.
We are still here for allowing the queries or deliberations and discussions on the topic. If somebody is here, please, raise your hand and, this opportunity. And we are extremely thankful to all of the resource persons for their vibrant presentations. And we have, faculties and assistant professors and head of the departments from the different universities and colleges. You can just utilize this opportunity to enlighten your insights and your feedbacks on this session.
Invite Ramesh Speaker, Assistant Professor, Department of Islamic Finance, Madinatul Ulum Arabic College, Pulikkal, for delivering vote of thanks.
Mic.
Chair of this session, resource persons of this session, Dr. Kalim Alam, Faculty of Islamic Economics Institute, in Abdulaziz University, Saudi Arabia. Dr. Zahra Al-Nasser, Assistant Professor, Department of Finance and Banking, Darul Ulum University, Riyadh. Other colleagues and your participants. We are going to wind up this section with the lack of time. First of all, I express heartily thanks to Dr. Kalim Alam
Faculty of Islamic Economics Institute. His topic was cryptocurrency, a currency or a product or a commodity. That was wonderful section. That was very informative and interesting section for us. Dr. Zahra Nasser had to COVID-19 and effect of corporate loans in Saudi Arabia. That was also fruitful for us. Then finally, I express my hearty thanks to all teachers, students, and other participants. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum.